It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yeah, can you guys even remember 1984 when Arnold Schwarzenegger's cyborg character in the Jim Cameron film The Terminator promised he'll be back? Well, we should have known he was telling the truth. The Terminator franchise is making its big comeback this weekend. This morning for Throwback Thursday, we're looking back at the first film and also other movies from 1984 that either made their return to the big screen over the years or deserve to have sequels of their own. The Terminator, what an incredible franchise.
I know. Well, there were just some movies that stuck around, and I think the thing with the Terminators, no one expected it to be as successful as it was. Yeah. And I mean, it topped the American box office in 1984, and that's the movie that launched Arnold Schwarzenegger's career.
And of course, it set the tone for some big blockbusters throughout that year, and it was all about the franchise film. So you've got to have a sequel, you've got to have three. And a couple of the big ones, Indiana Jones, I think the Temple of Doom came out that year as well. Then we had Police Academy. I loved the Police Academies, and that was the first of about 344 Police Academies that came out. And then, of course, Star Trek 3, and we know the Star Trek franchise made the leap from television to film beautifully, but that was when the third installment came out. Then, of course, there were some cult classics as well.
Yes, I'm going to touch on the cult classics. So there was the supernatural comedy Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I mean, who you hear Ghostbusters, you think of the theme song.
Bill Murray, you
yes.
legend.
So I mean, they came out with an entire franchise consisting of TV series. You know, there were some books and videos, but then there was also Footloose, and one of my all-time kid favorites were Karate Kid.
Karate Kid, come on, wax off. Well, of course, you can't look back at some of those movies without looking at the stars and the movies that really shone at the 56th edition of the Academy Awards, way back when. It was hosted by Johnny Carson, who was the it man, certainly of that time. And some of the big winners of that event, Jack Nicholson, who was in his prime, and I don't think has ever stepped out of his prime. Robert Duvall as well. It just gives you an idea of how long and illustrious their careers have been. And the big movie winner on the night, the cult classic in itself, Star Wars. They were some of the biggest winners. So maybe you've got a 1984 classic that was your favorite. Join the conversation using the hashtag Throwback Thursday on Twitter and share your favorites on our Facebook page as well. Make sure you include as well the hashtag Expresso Show.